Today we're taking a look at the HPRC 6300 hard case. I've been meaning to do this for a while. I haven't gotten to it just yet because I've been beating the heck out of it traveling across the country with it on numerous shoots. In retrospect, this is a case I wish I had gotten years ago. Reason being, I travel a lot for work. Now, whether you travel by car or you have to jump on a plane and go somewhere, this will make it exponentially easier to do so. Not to mention, when you get to the client facility, you're carrying all of these light stands and things like that, and the tripod separate. It's a time suck. It may not seem like it, but this case has been one of the best investments I've made in quite a while. This has gone through baggage claim numerous times already, and it is no worse for the wear. This thing is in really great shape. HPRC says this resin is crush proof. I wasn't totally sure on it, especially once I got this thing. I was looking at how thin it was. Especially once you load it up with gear, you latch this thing closed, it feels solid. One great feature on this is the handles. Now, aside from, yes, this red part here is slightly cushioned, so it's not like the hard plastic, so when you're carrying it, your hand doesn't get fatigued as easily. Same thing over here. And where the handle attaches to the body is extremely robust. When I pick this thing up and it is fully packed to the brim, I have no doubt that this handle will be able to take anything I could throw at it. So I'm not worried about this thing not meeting the tasks and the demands that I throw at it traveling as often as I do with this thing filled to the gills. We've got 4 latches here that hold it closed, and a word on the gaffer's tape here. Where I've put the gaffer's tape, the lid and the base of it don't meet up when you're locking. What I mean is, actually this one should have gaffer's tape on it, but it came off last time I was traveling. Now, generally the type of locks that I use are these guys. It's your standard TSA approved lock. When I put it through, let's say this one right here, when I go to open it, as you would expect, I'm not opening it. But if I put it in this one right here where the gaffer's tape should be, but it's right here, put it on, lock it, and I open it right up. Look, that's just in the bottom. Now, I figured out why they have it here. So actually, let me take this off. Because again, this one here goes through both the top and the bottom. This one goes into nothing. If you get one of these kinds of locks, it goes through both. Now, I'm still not that much of a fan of this kind because if you only put it through one, there's too much play. But you can still kind of open this. So I still recommend using this kind of a lock. Another feature I absolutely love, of course, it has built-in wheels and a handle, so you're not breaking your back carrying this thing through the airport or wherever it is that you're going. The biggest draw for me for this particular model, this is a 6300, there's a 6400, 6500. The only difference between those is right here. It's the size of the case. And you have to take a look at what gear you have. But for all of the light stands, all the tripods that I have, obviously not gonna throw a C-stand in this thing, but this is as big as you can get by dimensions, height, width, depth, before airlines consider it an oversized piece of luggage and start charging you for it. Check your airline before you fly. They change regulations every once in a while. Baggage size is typically not one of those things that they change very often, but this is, first off, I've never had to worry about it being an oversized piece of luggage. And also, even when I fully pack this thing, even though this is just shy of 11 pounds empty, I've never had this thing go overweight. Typically, I clock this thing in around like 42 to 45 pounds. And of course, you always want to grab one of those little weight things for your luggage if you travel a lot to make sure that you are under the max weight when you fly. But that's another tip for another video. So let's crack this thing open. Pretty bare bones inside, and that's kind of the point, so you can fit as much as you possibly can. Now, this came with these pieces of fabric. It came with Velcro, double-sided Velcro, so you can put it kind of where you want it based on your needs. And it came with four of these? I think it came with 4 of these pieces of foam, and I decided I'll put one on so it doesn't bounce around too much, but it's about an inch thick. I think it is an inch thick. So it takes away some of the square footage inside of this thing. I did, of course, elect to put this stuff in here. It'll help protect it from getting, moved around too much. So that way the heavy tripods and the light stands aren't banging into the resin directly. Let me start loading this up with a couple things so you get an idea as far as how much you can get in. What I don't put in here is anything that I'm thinking, okay, what's delicate? I'm not gonna put my shotgun mic in here, even if I put some padding around it. It's gonna go through, the airlines. I'm not gonna put probably my chargers in here. I'm definitely not gonna put my batteries in here either. So all this stuff in here, I've got room to spare, no problem. There we go. And a little bit heavy, if you need to get two hands. The handle is big enough to do that. All right, so that kind of wraps it up. Again, I cannot overstate how important this is to increase your video production quality. It's just a case, but it's what it allows you to do. It allows you to bring more gear. You can be smarter. You can be thinking, instead of going, okay, well, I can't really physically bring that because it's too big or whatever it is, or I don't have enough space. With this, you're good to go. Again, even though it's 10.7 pounds, I believe, this particular model, I've never gone even close to going overweight. I mean, for me, going close to overweight is 49.9 pounds. But typically I'm around, again, 42 to 45 pounds with this thing. And I cannot speak more highly of this case. You know what, one thing I would like to see on this, and I think you can maybe buy these extra, I don't know. Instead of having just this, also have something that maybe has a pocket in it. If you wanna have like loose little odds and ends, instead of having some other separate thing and tossing it in, if something here had like a pocket, a little Velcro pocket or a zipper pocket. Besides that, solid A. Anyway, that's it. Hopefully you found that helpful. If you have any comments, questions, whatever, hit me up either on Twitter or in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.